What is up, you guys, and welcome back to the channel. So this is your weekly tarot messages for this coming week, which I believe is November 4th to November 10th. So if you are interested in figuring out what is going on with your week this week, the timestamps are all down in the description below and in the comments below. Also, in case you didn't know, I'm having a huge sale. I'm having a huge sale for Scorpio season that is 22% off. You can be any sign to book the sale. Normally it is only for the sign of the season, but I extended this sale to everybody just because the energy is very intense right now, and I do know that there's just a lot of shit going on, okay? Like we're going a little bit nuts, okay? So it's fine, let your crazy out, but if you need another perspective or if you would like to get a reading, just go to my website, TawnyMichelleTarology.com, and use the code Scorpio Season at checkout to get 22% off of any reading of your choice right now. And with all that being said, let's jump into it. What is up, Scorpio? We are going to start with you guys. This is for Scorpio, Cancer, and Pisces, and this is your weekly messages. So let's dive into it. So the first two cards that we have is Saturn, Truth, and the 12th house, which this deck has labeled as escaping. So Scorpio, I feel like one of your ruling planets, Mars, right now is in the sign right behind yours. So especially if you're a Scorpio rising, this is your 12th house. So this can feel a little bit draining. This can feel a little bit like you have these impulsive desires or these impulsive subconscious needs, right? This impulsive need to basically let out the truth. You could also be finding out the truth about something that you did not know about the truth about something that was hidden from you this week. I really feel like this is a big truth coming to light, whether it's about you or someone else this week. And I also feel like you may be feeling like you kind of want to escape some things, like you kind of want to get away from some things. And a really great way to deal with this right now is to be creative, is to express your creativity, is to let your imagination fly, is to let your imagination out, even though it can be hard. And with Saturn here, you may feel like you're restricted or like you are being held back, like you're being trapped or imprisoned or something along those lines. There's something here where you feel like you can't express yourself the way that you would like this week, and I feel like you think it's because of this whatever holding you back, this truth maybe that you don't want to face that could be holding you back. But either way, I do feel like something is coming to light this week, and once it does, you will understand how to work with it a little bit easier. It's also very important, like Saturn is kind of like teaching you to slow down, to stay a little bit more grounded, to stay a little bit more disciplined, even though to you it could be feeling like you're restricted or your hands are tied in a situation. And you could be also dealing with some authority figure or somebody that basically just is authoritative in some way, and you could feel like you just want to escape the situation, you just want to run from the situation. But it's important because it's teaching you some kind of lesson. It's teaching you how to deal with things, how to understand things, this is like a hard spiritual lesson. I feel like with these two cards, this is some kind of hard spiritual lesson that you're learning this week, Scorpio, or that you may have already been learning. It's just maybe going to be a little bit more in your face this week. So pay attention to that. Don't try to escape it like right off the bat or right away. You'll get through it. It's okay. So the next card we have is one of the archetype cards, and this is the child orphan card. So this could be how you are feeling or how someone else around you is. The light attributes of this card are independence, based on learning to go it alone, conquering fear of surviving. Shadow attributes, feelings of abandonment that stifle maturation, seeking inappropriate surrogate family. So at one point, Scorpio, this really goes along with the other cards that we just drew. At one point, you may have been betrayed, or you may have been abandoned, or somebody in your life you feel like could be doing this to you this week. And this is bringing up a hard lesson for you, because it's something that is cycling back from your childhood. It is something that roots back and stems back into your childhood. So it's really important for you not to feel like you have to escape this situation. It's really important for you to let it end if it needs to end, or to even let it go if you need to let it go, but deal with it. Don't try to run from it, right? And you also may feel like you're alone right now, or like you're having to go at something alone, and it may suck. You may feel a little bit lonely right now. You may feel a little bit isolated, a little bit like that you're just basically like having to survive by yourself. And this card is telling you that it's time to start conquering that fear of that. It's time to deal with that. It's time to mature. Saturn is about maturing and dealing with whatever figure in your childhood you felt like abandoned you. For a lot of you, I feel like it may have been a father with Saturn here, but it could have just been anybody that in your childhood that abandoned you, that was had some kind of more authoritative role. So it could have just been each parent, any parent really. So that is what I'm getting for you guys so far. Let's see. The next two cards we have is, wow, two major arcana cards. So the Fool and the Empress. This is a big deal. So basically, what you're doing here is you are, now for some of you, I do feel like it may have been your mother as well with the Empress here, and with the child, this is the Fool. So I feel like a lot of you are dealing with some kind of childhood wounds. Like really, I feel like you're having to grow up, you're having to face something that you didn't face when you were a child, that's been repeating, that's been cycling back over. I know this is getting kind of like deep. I wasn't expecting it to be this deep, but it is. So it's really important to let go, to find that self-love, to find that love within, to find that self-worth this week, along with all the other things that we talked about. I also think it's really important to have a different outlook. Like your outlook needs to change. It needs to become a little bit more like the Fool. So if you've been in a really negative headspace lately, it's important that you try to snap out of that and get into a more positive headspace. Also, creativity, like I was talking about before with the Empress here, this is really important for you to create this week. This is also a fresh new beginning for you guys, a fresh new path for you guys, like just a completely new beginning that you guys are starting on, that is going to help you rise from the ashes, that is going to help you rise and find your sense of self-worth, find your sense of beauty within, and be able to truly express it the way that you have been restricting yourself. Like I feel like you guys have been holding yourselves back from expressing your true selves, and this week, you know, you may get pushed to finally like heal, to finally do the work, to finally like express yourself the way that you guys would like. So the last card here we have is Misfortune. So I feel like for some of you, this could be something that, this could be a theme of what happened in your childhood, or, you know, a manifestation of what happened because of what happened in your childhood. This could also be like whatever you're dealing with, or if you're dealing with another person this week that is bringing on these issues, these abandonment issues, it could feel like you missed out, or you know, that you're unfortunate, like that you're just not lucky, or why is the universe doing this to me? And you may not be able to see it just yet, but this is like a huge spiritual moment for who's ever reading this is, that has a lot of Scorpio energy in them. This is like a huge spiritual moment for you guys. Like you guys are literally like coming into your power. Like even though it like Saturn is rough, Saturn is strict, Saturn is rigid, like it is pushing you, and it can be hard. Like it teaches us hard lessons, but lessons that are very much needed. So just try to keep that in mind and really think about everything else that we went over. And yeah, so that is what I'm getting for you guys, Scorpio. Good luck this week. I really don't think it's all that bad. I think it's just like some lessons that you're learning, you know, and it can feel a little bit rough sometimes, but I really think that you're gonna get through it just fine, so hang in there. Now let's move on to Cancer. So Cancer, welcome. Let's see what your weekly messages are for this coming week. So for you, we have the third house, which is messages reversed, And we have Grand Cross Provoker. So what I see here, Cancer, is you are being provoked to speak your truth. You are being provoked to stand up for yourself. Or this Mercury retrograde could be provoking you, could be triggering you. One or the other. But I feel like there's something to do with communication or messages or verbal or written communication, something to do with the third house, which is how we express ourselves, that is provoking you. So if you are holding things in, or if you are trapped in your head, this could definitely be that. So make sure that you are paying attention. There's something I feel that you guys are trying to decipher in your head, and it's really, really like on your nerves. Like it's really, really like just pushing you. Now, there could be someone in your life that is actually pressing your buttons, or that is actually provoking you this week, that you may really need to like, you know, deal with. You may really need to stand up for yourself, because with the third house reversed, this is like messages aren't getting out. This is like, you know, you not saying what you need to say, you not speaking your truth, you not standing up for yourself, you not expressing yourself. And so it's really important this week that you do that. This is like really important. So, okay, so moving on to the next card here. So we have the Samaritan. So this could either be you or someone in your life. This is a archetype card. The light attributes to this card are refines your capacity to help those you would prefer to ignore. Shadow attribute, exacting appreciation and recognition for the help that you offer. So basically someone that annoys you, I feel like, is like wanting your help, right? Or I don't know, it's like you're in a position that it's almost like you have to help someone, or you have to do something for someone that really provokes you, that really gets under your skin, and you would really much rather ignore them. And so maybe you are going to ignore them, or maybe you're going to help them but not actually say how you feel, right? Like maybe you're going to help them but not speak how you feel, not communicate how you feel. So basically, or you could be helping someone that doesn't even give you a thank you, or doesn't even give you recognition for what you just did. Like, and you're like, really? Like, this is insane. So whatever you're doing, like if you're going to help this person, if you're going to like deal with this person or whatever, do it out of the goodness of your heart. Don't expect anything from it. Let's go ahead and see what your next two cards are so we can get an idea of how this is going to play out. So we have the Knight of Chalices, and then we have the Six of Wands. So I do feel like you're like helping someone else carry their burden. You're helping someone else like deal with something, but it's kind of like also putting you in your feelings, putting you in your emotions. And I don't know, I kind of feel like maybe you help someone and they get all the credit for it, or just whatever. It's almost like you're helping someone that you really don't want to help. Like I was saying before, you may have to like carry the burden for them in some kind of way, but I still think that you shouldn't hold how you feel in. Like you don't have to scream at them, you don't have to call them names or anything like that. Like you can talk to them in a respectful way, right? Like, but just think twice before you do anything for someone this week. Like if you're gonna want something out of it, don't do it. If you have expectations, don't do it. You know what I mean? Because it's just going to set you up for getting a resentment, and set you up and throw you off track, and throw your time and energy off track, and it's going to suck. So the next card we have is Child. So wow, Cancer, this could actually be your child. This could actually be your kid that is provoking you. Or this person could just be very childish, right? They could be very childish, and you could be like, really, you know, something along those lines. But I really feel like someone is like depending on you, and maybe they depend on you a lot, you know, maybe they provoke you a lot, and you're just trying to be a good Samaritan. But at the same time, it's like you're not speaking up, you're not speaking your truth, and then you're trying to take them across the water, you're trying to help them, and they don't even appreciate it, right? So yeah, that is what I am seeing for you guys this week, Cancer. Definitely some interesting stuff here. Definitely let me know how it ends up working out down below. And let's move on to Pisces. What is going on, Pisces? This is your weekly reading for this coming week. Let's see what's going on with you guys. Wow. Okay, so we have Aries, I am energy here. Then we have Chiron, healing and in reverse. Very interesting. So a lot of what's going on for you guys this week, Pisces, is basically there's a lot of healing that needs to be done when it comes to yourself, when it comes to who you are as a person or who you think you are as a person. You may be wounded right now. You may be wounded this week, or some old childhood wounds could come up to the surface for you this week because of maybe what someone says or what someone does or just a situation. But basically, there's something within you that needs to be healed very badly. Because we take Aries, I am, and the opposite of, Chiron, like I am wounded, basically, right? So there's a wound that's coming up for you this week for you to really pay attention to. And it really has to do with yourself and what you believe about yourself. It could definitely be from your childhood. So the next card we have is Seeker, okay? And this is an archetype card. It says the light attributes for this is thirst for wisdom and truth wherever they are. Shadow attribute, inability to commit to a path once found. So I feel that it is very important for you when this happens, if there is some kind of wound that comes up for you from your past this week, it's very important for you to find the wisdom in this, to not get stuck in this, but to really look at this, uncover the layers, investigate and heal this, and to really find the wisdom, to seek the wisdom and the experience, to seek the, adventure even in the experience if you can. Now, you could be really trying to look for something or really trying to seek something. Maybe you're not sure who you are. You can't commit to certain things because you don't know who you are right now, or you have some kind of like identity crisis this week. Let's see what your next two cards are here. Ooh, okay, so we have the Lovers, Gemini energy, and we have the King of Swords. So Pisces, wow. Heavy Gemini energy here, heavy air sign energy. I feel like for you guys, there's kind of like I was kind of saying, I feel that someone is going to say something to you that maybe brings up an old wound. Now with this Gemini energy, it's like this energy of duality, right? This energy of mirroring. So someone may mirror in you wounds that you have in yourself that you haven't healed. I also feel like some of you could be in a situation where you're not thinking of others, or you're being very selfish or very narrow-minded. So it's really important, and some of you guys could be dealing with an air sign this week as well, but it's really important to be honest with yourself, to look at all sides of whatever comes up this week that brings out this self-wound that you have, to really be able to look at opposites in the situation and to look at other people as mirrors that are mirroring your own triggers, your own wounds, your own truths that you have inside of you. That's going to be very, very important this week for you guys. And I also feel like some of you guys may be already seeking this truth, right? You're already seeking this truth, but it's important to integrate both sides. It's important to integrate this, okay? So the last card we have here is the Letter, and it was reversed. I normally don't read these cards in reverse, but I guess I kind of will. So you could or could not be, like, maybe if you're expecting a letter, you're not getting it, or if you're expecting some kind of communication, you're not getting it, or something, and that is maybe what makes you question your self-worth and yourself, and makes this wound from your childhood come back up. Or, maybe someone says something to you, because like I said, letter is a form of communication. You do have the King of Swords and Gemini energy here, which both rule communication. So I do feel like you guys are dealing with some kind of communication this week. Like maybe you were expecting something, or you were expecting something to come in, or you were expecting someone to hit you back up or whatever, and it doesn't happen, and therefore you start questioning yourself, okay? So that is what I am getting for you guys, Pisces. Definitely let me know down below. You will get through it. I really don't think it's anything like horrible or anything, so don't worry. But anyways, I love you guys. If you would like to watch another sign, check the comments below, check the timestamps below. Bye. What is going on, Earth signs? Capricorn, Taurus, and Virgo. Welcome to your messages, starting with Capricorn. Let's see what your guys' weekly messages are for Capricorn. This can relate if you're our sun, moon, or rising in Capricorn, okay? So the first two cards we have is Saturn return, age, and then Sun reversed, spirit. So Capricorn, I feel that a lot of you are feeling like your spirit isn't able to be free right now for some reason. I feel like a lot of you feel like your spirit is being restricted, like your spirit is aging, or your spirit is not able to age properly, or your spirit is not able to be released properly. Like you're being held back from feeling free, you know, like a breath of fresh air. Like it's like you really just want a breath of fresh air right now. Now, I feel like a lot of you may be feeling a little bit stuck, restricted, held back, blocked, or just something along those lines. I feel that some of you are really focusing on the earthly things, the physical realm, more than you're focusing on your spirit and what your spirit needs. And so it's really time to kind of take a break, pull yourself back, and get back into that energy, get back into that you know, feeling of spirit, that feeling alive. Do what makes you feel alive, you know, and get rid of like all the restrictions that you may be putting on yourself. You know what I mean? I also feel like there's something that you're not able to see clearly right now. There's something that is kind of hidden from you in some kind of way this week, and that may be really bothering you. You may be ignoring, you know, your spirituality or your spirit side to you, if that makes sense. And like we talked about in your reading, there's a lot to do with, you know, magic and believing with magic that's coming up for you guys in your readings lately. And so I think that this is one of those things, like you feel like, oh, well, I've already been through it, I know it, like I have to act mature, or I have these responsibilities, or I have to make money, or I have to do XYZ, I got to get things done. But your spirit needs release. Your spirit needs a break this week. So give it one, you know? So that is what I'm getting for you guys so far. Let's see what else we have. Ooh. So we have the Destroyer. This is the archetype card. The light attributes is releasing what is potentially destructive, preparing for new life. The shadow attributes, intoxication with destructive power, destroying others' dreams or potential. So Capricorn, this is a really important time for you. There is something that is not only restricting and trapping your spirit, your internal spirit, who's ever reading this is that has Capricorn in their chart, but there's also something I feel that is almost destroying you. It's almost holding you back. It's almost like just not allowing you to grow, not allowing you to be free, not allowing you to rise, right? And I feel like whatever it is, it's time to let it go. You also may be caught in some kind of loop of self-destruction, or this, you know, I don't know, like feeling like you have to have power, or fearing being powerless, or so you resort to very destructive, powerful ways almost. And you know, you may be like a Debbie Downer, or someone around you may be like this, right? But it may be like, you know, oh, you want to be a painter, ha ha ha, like that's realistic, you know, like just things like that. Or, oh, you believe in spirituality, or whatever, you know, like just, I feel like someone around you or you is like really being negative, just really being like a downer, and you're not releasing the spirit inside, and it's like destroying shit, you know, it's really holding you back from your full potential. So the next two cards that you have here is the Three of Swords and the King of Wands. Wow. So this could be a fire sign potentially that some of you guys are dealing with, Capricorn. And they seem like a very angry, dominant, aggressive person. So if you are dealing with a fire sign, I would definitely get the hell away from them, because they are hurting you. Or this could be someone that you're hurting that is going to eventually explode and destroy some shit. So I don't know whose reading this is. I know this is kind of like really deep and specific, so let me know down below if it's yours so far. But I really feel like, and this could also be like a boss or a father figure or just some kind of authoritative figure, right? And they're really just like hurting you. Honestly, they're really holding you back. This is somebody that like could possibly be like a narcissist, could possibly be abusive. The Three of Swords with the King of Wands reversed is just not something good to me, okay? So, and this could be something from your past even that is still affecting you, right? That really comes up this week for you to take a look at, and you can see the ways that it's still destroying your life, even though it may not be in your life anymore, right? The last card we have here is Joyfulness. So I think it's a really, really smart idea this week, Capricorn, to hang out with the people that you know love you, to hang out with the people that you know care about you, to hang out with the people that, like your friends, your family, whoever brings you joy. Start hanging out with those people. And even projects, like projects, crafts, hobbies, whatever. Anything that brings you joy, start doing that. Start embracing that into your life this week, because it will help you get out of this like soul-sucking energy, right? Like, because this is very soul-sucking, like very soul-sucking. And I don't want you guys to stay stuck there. So definitely start embracing some kind of joy, happiness, creativity, positivity if you need to. Like, because Capricorn, you guys can be very, very negative if you want to be. You guys are a dark sign, just like Scorpio. Like, you guys are pretty damn dark if you want to be, right? And it can get really dark really quick without you even noticing. You can get really negative really quick. So you guys almost have to like embrace the positivity, right? As stupid as it may sound to you, and as stupid as this card probably even like looks to you guys, right? You have to do it, because something is literally just sucking your soul right out of you. And it's not cute, you know, like it's not fun. It doesn't look fun. It doesn't look pretty. So, you know, I also feel like your perception. I feel like this is also about your perception, the sun, about Saturn being in your sign. I know a lot of you guys have been like, oh my God, can Saturn and Pluto get the fuck up out of here? And it's getting close. It's getting close. But this is where you really start looking back and seeing those things that it may have destroyed for you that you couldn't do for yourself, and how amazing that blessing was. Like, it may have seemed like a really hard thing at the time, but for whatever reason, it did it for a reason. I also feel like if this is someone in your life, just like this volcano on this card, they're gonna like explode very, very soon, and it's gonna be very toxic. It's gonna be very harmful. So you need to get away from that energy, Capricorn. That is what I'm getting for you guys. Let me know down below if that resonated, what's going on. Hopefully it didn't resonate for most of you, but that was what I'm getting, I'm not gonna lie. So anyways, moving on to Taurus. Alrighty, Taurus, so these are your weekly messages for the week ahead. Let's see what's going on with you guys. Okay, so we have Uranus reversed, Genius, and then we have Black Moon Lilith, Mystery. So very, very interesting. Interesting energy here. So what I'm seeing for you guys, Taurus, you guys actually have Uranus in your sign, which is freaking really cool, actually, like that you guys have this in your sign, right? So anyways, but I really think that you guys are learning how to embrace your uniqueness, your sexuality, your mystery, and not be like scared of it, right? Because there's a lot of like Black Moon Lilith, there's a lot of miscommunication out there, there's a lot of misunderstanding when it comes to Black Moon Lilith out there. She's a raw sexuality, and she's often very misunderstood and painted as evil, etc. And that is not the case at all. She can be your shadow side, but that does not make her evil. Dark does not mean evil, like I always say. And so I feel like you personally, Taurus, see this as dark. You see this as shocking, unacceptable. These sides of you see as shocking, unacceptable, like not cool, gross, disgusting, whatever. And you need to stop doing that. You need to start embracing your differences. That is what makes you mysterious. That is what people are attracted to about you, is your differences. So when you're not doing that, you know, who are you? Who are you being if you're not being yourself, right? So it's something to really think about here. It's really about erotic, like eccentric sexuality that you may be scared of because of your own traditional values. Now also, for some of you guys, I feel like some of you guys may be breaking some kind of rule or rules or regulations or something when it comes to a relationship or sex or something. I don't know, maybe you're in, like you're dating someone's husband, I don't know, something weird here is going on sexually, whether it's just you not embracing your unique sexuality, you not liking your unique sexuality, or just, you know, you doing something kind of toxic and breaking the rules and regulations and doing something kind of shocking, and you know, that could end up backfiring. So just be careful with that. Let's see what the next card is. Okay, so we have Warrior. So the light attributes to this card is strength, skill, discipline, and toughness of will. heroism, stoicism, and self-sacrifice and conquering the ego. The shadow attributes is trading ethical principles for victory at any cost, indifference to the suffering inflicted on others. So yes, this is what I was saying, exactly what I was saying. I feel like some of you guys are really needing to embrace your differences, really needing to integrate what is different, what is mysterious about you, these parts of you that you find dark or scary or unacceptable to others or embarrassing, whatever. But you need to do it in like a healthy manner. So embracing your shadow side is being able to overstep the ego, is being able to accept parts of yourself that your ego hides from you. So that is very important. And if you have this warrior attitude, you can do this. But the shadow attributes of trading ethical principles for victory at any cost, indifference to the suffering inflicted on others, that is where I feel like some of you could be stuck in this energy of like, at all cost, I'm going to embrace my sexuality or these darker parts of me, and I don't care who I have to hurt in the process or how much it scares or shocks other people, right? Like there's a balance here with it. It's like, wear what you want to wear. Who cares what other people think about it? But also, don't just go and start trying to screw someone's boyfriend in the middle of the grocery store, right? Like that's not cool. Like that's bringing harm to others, right? So I don't know, it's weird. I kind of feel like a balance here. Like there's two kinds of energy streams here. So let's see. Okay, so now we have the 8 of Swords reversed with the 6 of Wands reversed. So, okay, we have been a little bit like stuck, trapped, whatever for a while in our heads. I feel like a lot of you guys may have already been working on these things, may have already been working on your darkness, your shadow work, your sexuality. I feel like some of you guys are already aware of some of this stuff that's coming up in this reading, but it's being able to like accept the burden and not feeling lost, right? Like, because I feel like you guys are having trouble getting to the finish line, integrating things all the way. You're coming out of your head a little bit this week. I'm sorry, 8 of Swords, 6 of Wands. I thought that was the 6 of Swords. Never mind. You're coming out of your head a little bit this week, but you're scared that you're gonna fail. That's what the 6 of Wands reversed is. You're scared that you're gonna fail. You're scared that of what people are gonna say about you. Maybe you were bullied for this. Maybe you were, picked on for this. Maybe other people have said things to you in the past, and you're scared to embrace that uniqueness. You're scared to be different, right? As long as you're not like a threat or harming like other people on purpose, right? Then it's fine. Like wear what you want to wear, make the first move in a relationship, experiment with your sexuality. Like it is completely fine. And so I really feel like, in the past where you may have failed with this, or you may have felt like people picked on you, or you were different, or you were not a part of, or whatever, you're starting to come out of that energy this week. You're starting to realize that. So that is amazing, right? So, but yeah, I feel like someone in the past was not okay with your sexuality, was not okay with your sexual relationships. And so you've been having trouble embracing that uniqueness within you because of that. But this week, you're going to start seeing a difference. The last card we have is Messenger. And so this is about communication. This is about a messenger. You know what I mean? Like a message from the universe or a message from someone. So I feel like, for you guys, this may be honestly like your shadow side giving you a message, or something giving you some kind of message, right? That really sparks all of this week. Somehow this messenger card ties in with this particular message for you guys as Taurians. It's kind of like you have this situation where it's up to you to decide how you want to react, but you cannot really understand the message fully until you start embracing your uniqueness. I feel like until you really start understanding what it is about you that's unique, what it is about you that you love, that's mysterious, that you can accept, right? I think that some of you are making the first move with something, like with this messenger, right? For some of you, this is going to be making the first move with something. For some of you, this is going to be like looking for synchronicities this week, looking for messages with Uranus here, looking for messages, looking for synchronicities, even maybe writing or talking to someone about this. You know what I mean? I feel like could really help you guys. So that is what I'm getting for you guys, Taurus. Amazing reading. Thank you guys so much for watching. I truly, truly appreciate it. Now let's move on to my lovely Virgos. What is going on, my lovely Virgos? And these are your weekly messages for this coming week. So the first two cards we have here is Leo, I Will, and the fourth house, which is Roots. Wow, Virgo, this is very interesting. So I feel like Virgo, for you guys are getting passionate about something when it comes to your home life, when it comes to your roots, when it comes to your emotional foundation, right? When it comes to where you come from, what you're doing, what you want to do. You guys are getting passionate about something in your home life. Maybe you're working on a project from home. Maybe you're working from home. Maybe you're getting creative at home. Maybe you're redecorating, rearranging. Maybe you're looking into moving. But either way, you're making your home more comfortable. You're making your home more of an expression of who you are. That's going to be very important this week. The next card we have is Detective, and it says the light attributes are great powers of observation and intuition, desire to seek out the truth. The light attributes are voyeurism, falsifying information. Okay, so Virgo, I feel like there could be a little bit of romance as well this week with Leo energy. And I also feel like for some of you with this fourth house, this could also have something to do with your family. There could be some kind of investigation going on with your family. This doesn't have to be like an actual legal investigation. This could be maybe you're getting in touch with your ancestors, your roots, where you come from. Maybe you are, you know, trying to find something out to do with your family, to do with your house, your home, to do with what it is that you're passionate about, what it is that you love to do, some kind of project. Maybe you are really observing things. Maybe you're really observing things when it comes to your home life. Maybe you have some kind of intuitive feeling that you need to do something, or that you need to find out the truth about something in your family, right? That is kind of what I'm getting so far. The next two cards we have are the Five of Chalices, so the Five of Cups, and the Nine of Wands. So there could be something going on in your life, a situation that you miss from the past, right? There's a situation from the past, kind of like we talked about in your November 2019 reading. It feels like there's a situation from your past where you kind of miss it. You're kind of stuck in that energy, and you're kind of like, you don't have closure. Like, I feel like you don't have closure. And so now you're like, I need to know what happened with this Nine of Wands here. You're like determined to find out what the hell happened. Like, what happened? Like, what's the truth, right? What is the truth? Now, this could be something with your family as well. Maybe you're finding out who your biological parent or parents are. I feel that's for some of you. I feel like for some of you, you're finding out what happened in a situation to do with a family member, that maybe there was some kind of strange situation that happened with a family member, and you're really trying to uncover what it is, and you're really determined because you miss them, you're really sad about it, you're maybe grieving over it, something along those lines. And so the last card we have here is Conversation. This is basically the advice card, the clarifying card. And so I think how you're going to do this is going to be through conversation. Obviously, is going to be through talking to people, is going to be through messaging people, is going to be through communicating with people about what it is that you're trying to do, or something along those lines. Like, you have this intuitive feeling that's going to lead to some kind of conversation this week to do with your family, your home, your roots, whatever. You could be researching things as well. Like, you're just really trying to get to the bottom of something when it comes to the family. This could have something to do with your child as well, with this Leo energy here and this fourth house energy. This could definitely have something to do with a child. Maybe you're like, you know, maybe your child does something and you're not really sure why they did it or what the truth is, and you're a little bit disappointed. 5 of Chalices, so you're determined to figure out what it is. But I really think a conversation with maybe your family or members in your family or with someone is going to really bring things to light for you this week. So let me know if you guys resonated with this reading down below, Virgo. It's kind of specific, but like it's really weird. It's kind of like, I don't know. Just let me know if you guys end up resonating down below. I'd love to know. And let's go ahead and move on to fire signs. What is going on, fire signs? This is for Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius. Let's get into your weekly messages, starting with Aries. So Aries, let's take a look at your cards here and see what the first messages we have here are for you. Oh, okay, so we have your energy, Aries. I am beautiful. That's what we like to see. And we have Black Moon, Lilith, Mystery reversed. Okay, so this is definitely a lot like Taurus, a little bit already. The same kind of energy I'm getting here. Basically, I feel like you may be a little bit misunderstood. It's a little bit not like Taurus, not all the way. I feel like this week you may be a little bit misunderstood by other people. Who you are as a person or how you express yourself or how you come off this week may be a little bit misunderstood by other people. They may think that you're trying to do something like dark or not of the light or something stupid and crazy like that, basically. Or this could be you having issues with your sexuality or expressing your shadow side or your shadow. Your shadow could be trying to get your attention this week, Aries, from other people, or you could be severely misunderstood this week, I feel like. So that's kind of what I'm getting for you so far. Let's see what your next card is. All right, so the next card you have is the Hedonist. The light attributes to this are inspires creativity, energy to embrace the good things in life, celebrates the beauty in yourself. Shadow attributes, pursues pleasure to the detriment of health, indulges at the expense of others. So Aries, either this could be your energy or someone else's around you this week. Basically, what I see here is you're having issues expressing yourself, or you're doing something for yourself and other people don't like it and they misunderstand you and perceive you as being evil or selfish or dark or whatever, right? Like you are, I'm kind of getting 2 different scenarios here. Like you're either really starting to see the beauty in yourself and in your own darkness and other people don't like it, or you are really not seeing the beauty in your darkness and you know you may be projecting it onto other people, or you know basically like the card said, indulging at the expense of others because you may be suppressing some kind of sexuality or shadow trait within yourself that needs to come out. So let's see, your next 2 cards we have are Judgment and the 3 of Swords reversed. So this definitely goes along with the whole misunderstood theme that I was saying. I feel like your judgment definitely is correct, but other people's may not be. Or basically with the 3 of Swords reversed, I kind of see that someone else is kind of projecting their shit onto you and misunderstanding you more so than you misunderstanding them, although a lot of you may still relate to that other scenario basically here. But basically what I am seeing is that all will be revealed, all will be handled, all karma will be worked out. Everything will end up working out and you will heal from this if someone is misunderstanding you this week. I also feel like, you know, if you are struggling with issues with your darkness or sexuality, it is really important to look at the bigger picture here with Judgment. It is really important to awaken to those sides of you and not be ashamed of them and heal them with the 3 of Swords reversed here, right? So I feel like someone may owe you an apology this week or give you an apology for misunderstanding you basically, and may try to apologize or something, or realize that their judgment about you was off. So the last card we have here is Faithfulness reversed. Wow. So Aries, this week you could be a little bit insecure, or your partner or someone else could be, and think that you're not being loyal or faithful to them. This is And I'm kind of still getting two energy streams. I feel like some of you guys are being faithful, but maybe you're being accused of not being faithful or loyal. And even if it's not a relationship, it could just be like a friendship, right? Maybe a friend thinks that you're not being loyal somehow, or you're not being a good friend somehow, or they're misunderstanding you somehow and taking it out on you, right? But I also feel like some of you guys with this Hedonist card, you know, basically pursuing pleasure at the detriment of health or indulging at the expense of others. I feel like some of you guys have been a little bit naughty and have done something that wasn't in your best judgment, basically. And you're kind of like dealing with the consequences of that this week. So I kind of am feeling two energy streams. I mean, if you're an Aries and you know that you've been all good, that's cool. You know, if you know that you haven't done anything and you're embracing this energy and you are, you know, living your best life, and someone else's insecurities come up or they misunderstand you, that's on them. But if you're an Aries and you've been kind of doing some shit, then, you know, you may get busted this week, or, you know, you may have to deal with the consequences of those actions this week. So I know this is kind of specific. The readings tonight have been really specific for some reason, so I'm sorry if you don't necessarily relate to that, but let me know down below if you do. I'd really like to hear your situation and how it may resonate to this reading, because it is a pretty specific reading. So just try to make sure if you're an Aries and you're indulging in a little bit too much pleasure, you're being a little bit selfish about what you desire, it's coming from your shadow side. So really try to work on those insecurities, those fears, etc. But if you're an Aries that has been doing shadow work, that is okay with your sexuality, that is okay with the mystery, that is okay with your darkness, and someone else misunderstands you and they have their own insecurities about you, that's on them. So that is what I have to say about that, Aries. Like I said, let me know down below what you guys thought. If you would like to watch another sign, just look at the timestamps down below and you will be able to find it, okay? So moving on to Leos. What is going on, my lovely fellow Leos? Let's get into your weekly messages for this coming week and see what's going on with you guys for this week. So let's see here. We have Mercury retrograde reinvention. Well, how about that? In case you didn't know, we are in a Mercury retrograde right now. Then we have Cancer, I feel reverse. So basically, this tells me that you guys are basically immune to the Mercury retrograde. You guys don't even feel it. I'm just kidding. No, that's not what I mean. But basically, if you're a Leo rising, this Mercury retrograde is happening in your 4th house, which is normally ruled by Cancer. So this does make sense. But even if you're not a Leo rising, it's 4 houses from your sun. Scorpio is. So anyway, so Mercury retrograde, reinvention, Cancer reversed. So I kind of feel like you are reinventing your emotional foundation, kind of like what we talked about in your guys' November 2019 reading for your sign. I really feel like you are really reinventing your emotional foundation. You're really getting in touch with yourself at a deep emotional level. Now, I do feel like there could be some closure happening. There could be some endings happening in something that you've been feeling for a long time. I also feel like, you know, you're reinventing how you feel about yourself, how you feel about your life. You're realizing that your feelings are a result of what you think, right? And so when you start reinventing the way that you think about things, you start reinventing the way that you feel about things. Now, this could also be someone coming back from your past that maybe you've missed, or maybe you've been like, oh, I wonder, whatever. And then they come back and you realize, like, I don't even really feel anything for them anymore. Like, what the hell was that? Like, what was I doing back then? Like, why did I feel that way, right? And so you are reinventing your emotional foundation is what I am getting, basically. You are getting closure from things from the past, from feelings from the past. And you are like really building yourself back up. This Mercury retrograde is helping you kind of feel things on a deeper level to help you reinvent yourself. So let's go ahead and thank you guys for all of the love on that Leo November 2019 reading so far, by the way. I really appreciate it. Ooh, okay, so the next card we have is Hermit for you guys this week. The light attributes to this card are seek solitude to focus intently on inner life, serves personal creativity. Shadow attributes, withdraws from society out of fear or negative judgments of others, refusing to help those in need. So something else that I'm sensing for you guys, Leo, is that this month, you know, this Scorpion energy can be kind of tough for you guys because it's like super emotional and you're a fire sign. It puts out your fire, you know, and so you really have to like, instead of avoiding feeling, the sooner that you feel it and get it over with, the sooner that it gets over with. But you also want to keep it moving. Feel it, let it go, release it, and move on. Do the internal work, just like the Hermit, you know, focus on your inner life, focus on, you know, this inner foundation, this emotional, deep foundation of yours that needs to be reinvented, that needs to be reworked, and then keep it moving. Don't get stuck in the whole fear or I'm just a horrible person or I'm this, I'm that, like we talked about in the Leo November reading. So, you know, don't let other people's feelings or other people's thoughts like drive you out of society, because we need your light right now. You guys are the light and we're in the dark, so we need your light right now. So get it together, let yourself process your emotions, let yourself feel and let them just run through you, run in and out, right? Don't cling to them, right? And just let them run through you. And you know, it also says refusing to help those in need. And like we talked about in your November 2019 reading, you're in the process of reinventing yourself. So yeah, you do need to worry about yourself right now. But like I said, don't cling to that energy, because once you find that energy, like me, my release moment was literally happening in your guys' reading. Like that was my release moment, coming out and being honest about it and talking about it and really just being 100% real with you guys about how I was feeling. That was my release moment, and I have felt so much better ever since then. And that video is doing amazing, which was the whole thing that I was like fearing in the first place. As soon as I released it, everything changed. As soon as I said, you know what, screw this, I'm not worrying about this anymore, like this can kiss my ass, like I'm just not, like I'm gonna tell my truth and that's that. Like if it doesn't do good, it doesn't do good, I don't even care anymore, you know, like. And that is what I did, like, and I did the inner reflection, and then now it's like I'm a completely different person. So if you're a Leo and you're not feeling this way yet, then it's definitely time that, you know, let yourself take a break, let yourself recover, let yourself go within, let yourself feel it instead of fighting it or resisting it, and then feel it, cry, do whatever you have to, surrender, and then let it go and keep it moving. You know what I mean? That is what is going to help you. And then once you do that, you can start helping other people, which will in return get you back to your normal self again. You can start shining the light for other people in this darkness, right? So the next two cards we have is the Fool and the Hanged Man reversed. So beautiful energy, surrendering, exactly what I was just talking about. Once you surrender, your perception completely changes. You break down the walls of the ego because you're not fighting, you're not resisting, you're not clinging anymore. You're just letting go. You're just like accepting whatever this fear is, whatever this belief is, whatever this feeling is that you feel about yourself. You're accepting it, you're surrendering to it, crying, letting it out, doing what you got to do, and then you can really see the truth. Then you can really see the big picture here. And that is when you can start moving forward. That is when your perception changes. That is when you surrender. That is when it feels like the weight of the world has finally been lifted off your shoulders and you're on to a whole new journey with the Fool, right? You're starting completely over from scratch and it feels amazing. The last card that we have here is Falseness reversed. Thank God it's reversed. So then after that, we can finally see the truth. Like I was saying, we can finally see what is really false and what really wasn't, right? And what we're capable of. With our opportunities, our optimism starts coming back, and we can start finally getting back to usual again. We can start feeling, you know, more like ourselves, but not completely, because the Fool is a brand new beginning. So it's like a brand new us, right? Like we faced the darkness, we felt it, we're reinventing ourselves, right? And we're not dealing with anybody else. We're not comparing ourselves to others anymore. We're not being false about what we are or who we are anymore. We're being authentic to ourselves. And so that is what I am seeing for you guys, Leo. Hopefully this resonated. Definitely let me know down below. And yeah, I love you guys, and I will see you guys in my other videos. Make sure your notifications are set to all so you get notified every time I upload a video. I do a lot of other types of videos as well, other than just, you know, these types of readings. So yeah, Bye. Okay, so moving on to Sagittarius. Sagittarius, these are your weekly messages for this coming week. So we have the fire element desire in reverse. We also have grand trine blessings in reversed. Ooh. Okay, so you feel like, Sagittarius, that your desires, your blessings are not coming in, like they're almost blocked, right? Like you feel like you are lacking, or you've been without, or you've been screwed. Like, Jupiter's been in my sign, where is my blessings? I don't see it. I don't have the desire anymore to keep doing this, or I don't like where, like I don't desire what I used to desire anymore, right? Something along those lines, kind of like what we talked about in your guys's November 2019 reading. You guys also have the card Prince. The light attributes to this card is romantic charm and potential for power. The shadow attribute is using power for self-aggrandizement. So, interesting. So, I kind of feel like you guys are almost at a place where you feel like giving up. You kind of are like, screw the blessings, screw the desire, screw, I don't even know anymore. Like, I don't even know what I want anymore. And it's kind of getting to you, right? And so, this could be because of a romantic situation, or this could be because you feel like you don't have the power in a situation. You may feel powerless over something, or you feel like, you know, you're not, there could be like a self-worth issue here I'm kind of picking up on. That could be it too. But you feel like basically maybe someone doesn't desire you the way that you would like them to, or that, you know, that you're blocked, you're not getting the blessings that you desire. We also have the Five of Swords, so we are dealing with some kind of like sport moment, and the Tower. Ooh. Okay, so you're dealing with someone, Sagittarius, that it could be resentful, or you could be resentful, or someone that just isn't a good sport, right? Someone that would do anything to win, and either you could be picking up on this energy, or this could be someone else, and it feels like it's all falling apart, or it feels like it's all falling down. It feels like, you know, something unexpected comes in, and it's like you just almost feel like just not even trying anymore. Like it's just been like, what the hell this week, right? Like you're just really like, how do I get my blessings to come in? How do I get this desire to come in? Like I want something so bad, but you may go to a point of like some kind of like, you may cheat your way there, basically. You may do something that is kind of taking an unnecessary risk for power to get there, which is really going to backfire with the Tower here, so be very careful with that. The last card, this was upright, the last card you have is the Old Woman. So it's important to be wise this week. This week may feel like a challenging week, I'm not gonna lie, but you guys have great things coming at the end of the month, so remember that. If you haven't seen your November 2019 horoscope or your November 2019 reading, I would go watch that, because there is amazing things coming for you guys at the end of the month, Sagittarius, like just amazing things, so do not give up. The Old Woman, I feel like, is telling you to be wise this week, that blessings take time, blessings don't come overnight, that to be wise, to use the wisdom of Jupiter. You don't want to screw yourself and get into this Five of Swords energy where you're like, you know what, screw it, I'll just do this, I'll just do it this way, or I'll do it the hard way, or what, I'll cheat my way, I'll take a shortcut, whatever. You don't want to do that, because then you could screw what's coming for you towards the end of the month. So just hang in there, be patient, take your time. There may be some older woman that you're dealing with, maybe a grandmother, maybe a mother, something along those lines, you know what I mean, that is kind of like, that you could talk to, or that may be able to give you advice, may be able to give you wise advice, or that you feel like, you know, you have to get over on for some reason. But I more feel like this is someone that could really give you advice this week, so just keep that in mind. But anyways, you guys, that is what I'm getting for you guys, Sagittarius. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure that your notifications are set to all, and that you're subscribed, so you get notified when I upload all of my other cool videos I'll be doing for the month of November. I love you guys. Bye. What is going on, my lovely air signs, and welcome to your reading. So we're going to start with Libra, then Aquarius, then Gemini. Let's get into it. All right, Libra, these are your weekly messages for this week. Ooh, okay, so we have Yod, which is destiny, reversed. Then we have the water element, which is sensing, reversed. So I feel like Libra right now, you're a little bit confused about which direction you're supposed to go this week. You may be a little bit confused, or you may feel like you are being pushed to something, or that you sense something that is not your destiny, or you feel like something isn't your destiny that actually may be a part of the plan for your destiny, or may lead you to your destiny. I really feel like some of you are kind of wandering around, like, what's my purpose? Where am I supposed to be going? Which direction am I supposed to be going? Am I on the right path? Am I going in the right direction? Am I in the right place? So I kind of feel like that's what you're going to be asking yourself this week. You're kind of sensing, like, is this my destiny? Is this not? There's something that I feel like you're just unable to sense if it's part of the plan or not. So let's see what other cards you have here. Oh, okay, so your next card is Father. The light attributes: talent for creating and supporting life, positive guiding light within a tribal unit. Shadow attributes: dictatorial control and abuse of authority. So I kind of feel like this could be some wounds coming up from your father or an authority figure this week, right? I kind of feel like you're being called almost to express your own inner authority, or to express something that maybe your father did or didn't express with you when you were younger. And you're a little bit, I know this is kind of weird sounding, but you're a little bit unsure of it because you don't feel like you have that energy in you, but you do. And I kind of feel like some of you are sensing or not able to sense if something is part of your destiny because you feel like you don't have it within you to do this thing, whatever it is. Let's see what your next two cards are to get a better idea here. Okay, so we have the Knight of Chalices reversed, and we have Illumination reversed, which is the Sun. So once again, more confusing energy. I feel like you're kind of confused on how to move forward with something or a situation. And I honestly feel like this Father card is really telling you that you have a talent for something, for creating life, for creating in general, that you have a guiding light. Your father may actually give you advice this week or be a guiding light for you this week, or a fatherly figure may be a guiding light force for you this week and may help you find your authority within, because I feel like that's something that you're lacking. You're really confused about where you're supposed to be. Illumination reversed is telling me that you're not able to see something. You're not able to see in the dark. You think that you're not worth something, or that you can't create something when you can. The Knight of Chalices reversed is telling me that you're a little confused about your feelings, or your feelings may be from childhood, from an immature state of mind or consciousness when they developed. This is a lot of child energy right here. So if you have children, something could be going on with their father, or I feel like your emotional health really is what this is talking about. Like your emotional health, because the Sun can also be your health reversed with the Knight of Chalices reversed. I feel like your emotional well-being, the Sun can also be the father. So the father is coming up strong here. Now this could be wounds from your father, from your childhood, or this could be your father helping you with something, or helping you to see something more clearly this week, helping to illuminate a situation for you this week, illuminate which direction you should go in. I feel like you're having trouble seeing how maybe some of your childhood wounds or something that happened with your father as a child is possibly playing into your life now. So I think some shadow work would definitely help you with that. If you're interested in shadow work, my online course, Soulology, we've been really going in depth with shadow work. So you can join there. You can join on Patreon, and you can check out the description below to find out more about that. So the last card we have here is Gift. So I think some of you, like if you had a weird relationship with your father, I feel like some of you did, some of you didn't, right? But some of you that did, you're struggling to see the gift that is in you because of your father. And I feel like that's something that you're struggling with this week, but it's important that you try to dig in and look for it, that you try to illuminate that, because it is within you. Your father actually gave you some kind of gift, or your father could be giving you a gift this week for those of you that do have a good relationship with your father. Your father could be lighting the way for you. And I feel like some of you guys may have went through something in early life or in the past, whatever, and you're having trouble seeing how it contributed to where you're at, or you're having trouble seeing how now is contributing to where you're going in your destiny. But it's really important that you look at it with a different perspective, because with the sun here, your perspective, your perception of this is what needs to change, because this is actually a gift, even though it may not feel like it. So anyways, that is what I am getting for you guys. Libra, let me know down below if this ended up resonating with you guys. You guys can always come back at the end of the week and see what resonated and see if it ended up being on point. But yeah, I love you, Libra, and let's move on to Aquarius. Alrighty, Aquarius, let's see what's going on with you guys for this week. So we have second house reversed, owning. We also have Grand Cross, the provoker, upright. We also have Femme Fatale. The light attributes to this are highlights the erotic energy of the feminine, opens your heart when your dependency is rejected. Shadow attributes, inappropriate use of sensuality, attachment to money and power. Oh wow, Aquarius, what are you guys getting into this week? And the last two cards we have is, or the other two cards we have is the Tower upright and the King of Chalices reversed. Ooh. Okay, something unexpected and provoking is definitely happening. The last card we have is Love reversed. Wow, Aquarius. Okay. This is going to sound really rude, and I'm very sorry. But either you or someone in your life thinks that they have possession over you, or you think you have possession over someone else. And let me tell you, you may think that that is love, but it is not. Thinking that you have possession over someone is actually the opposite of love. It is not love by any means. It is not love at all. So I'm just letting you know that now. And if you have this expectation of that you own something, or you own someone, or someone owns you, or whatever, this is going to provoke something, okay? Something is being triggered here with the Tower and the provoker. Something is definitely being triggered here. And with Love reversed and the King of Chalices here, this is really telling me that there's something in your life that is actually not love. It actually may be toxic for you, right? There's like an attachment to money and power, inappropriate use of sensuality. Yeah, it may be erotic. Yeah, it may, feel good sometimes, but you may get rejected, or you may have to reject someone else, or someone else may be a little bit too controlling over you. I know this is kind of specific, so I'm sorry if you guys don't resonate with it this week. Let me know down below if you do. But I also feel like for some of you, someone could be using you for your money, and you may be trying to help them out of love, or thinking that you love them, or thinking that you're helping them out of love, but really you're enabling them to keep doing this to other people because they're just using you, okay? I really feel like someone is using you for money and power, and this is really going to provoke something in you or the other person. Like, this could be vice versa. This could be you or them, so keep that in mind when I'm talking. But this is going to provoke something. This is going to be unexpected, and you're going to realize that this person may have not been who you thought they were, or who they claim to be. Like Love in the reverse, King of Chalices in the reversed. Yeah, they may be attractive. Yeah, they may be erotic and whatever, sensual, but it's not what you think it is, and it's going to cause this big unexpected moment. They could unexpectedly get over on you somehow, money-wise, or with something that you own, or something that you value. They could go against your values, or you could be going against your own personal values. It's just not good, man. It's not the best, I'm not gonna lie. I don't know. I feel like someone is trying to have power over someone here, and it's not great. So let me know down below if you guys resonated with this. I'm sorry, guys, but that's kind of what I'm getting here. Like, a money situation may provoke someone or provoke you because you may feel used, or you may feel like you're not getting what you're owed, or someone got over on you, or whatever, and it could really affect your self-worth as well. I'm getting that too. So let me know how that ends up working out, Aquarius. I'm really anxious to know if that's someone's reading or not. So make sure you watch your other signs too. A lot of these readings have been very specific tonight, so just keep that in mind as well. But yeah, anyways, moving on to Gemini. Good luck, Aquarius. All right, so Gemini, let's see what's going on with you guys for this week. So the first two cards we have is Mercury Mind and Venus Love reversed. Okay, so Wow. Mind or heart decision here, and I feel like your mind's winning, Gemini. You're really letting your mind rule the show right now, and Mercury is retrograde, so this could also be someone that you're thinking about, someone this week from your past, maybe an ex or someone that you just cared for is coming to your mind a lot, possibly. I feel that as well, but I feel like your mind is kind of running the show now. You may need to have a little bit of compassion with something this week or someone this week. I did film your guys' November reading earlier, so you'll probably be seeing that not long after this reading. And we did kind of talk about this. Yep, and we have the Lover. So the light attributes: great passion and devotion, unbridled appreciation of someone or something. Shadow attributes: obsessive passion that harms others, self-destructive devotion. So definitely some love stuff coming up this week for you, Gemini. And I feel like you're a little bit in your head about it. You're a little bit kind of weirded out about it. There's also something that you may not be communicating here. But I'm telling you, with Venus reversed, I really feel like something that you may think is love is not love. And it's kind of weird because we just went over that a little bit with Aquarius as well. Like, what you are perceiving as love may not be love, okay? So keep that in mind as well. And like I always tell you guys, like, you know, a lot of people say like, oh, you know, I'm dealing with like, my heart wants me to stay, but my mind knows I should go. No, it's actually the other way around. Your mind is what produces the fear. If I leave, maybe I'll be alone. If I leave, it's going to hurt my heart. Like, your heart just loves no matter what, right? So that is coming from your mind, not your heart. Also, we have the Ace of Chalices and the Eight of Chalices. So I kind of feel like some of you guys may be moving on from something. There may be a new beginning. You may be walking away from something that no longer serves you for a new beginning, or because you're putting yourself first for once, or you are focusing on your own self-worth and what needs to change within yourself, or you're healing from something that happened in the love department that really screwed with your mind for a while, right? So let's go ahead and see what this last card is. Okay, so we have Journey reversed. Wow, okay. Someone may be coming back from the past this week, Gemini, or you may be thinking about someone from the past, and you may be thinking about reaching out to them or something along those lines, right? Like repeating the journey, basically. And or you may be in a situation where you're not looking at it like a journey. You're not looking at it like, you know, an adventure or something that you're learning, you know, like you're looking at it like, I'm stuck, or my mind's telling me this, or I'm paranoid, or like I don't know what to do, or whatever. But the Eight of Chalices and the Eight of Cups here, the Ace of Chalices and the Eight of Chalices is telling you that it's time to walk away for something new. It's time to refresh. It's time to go on a different journey, that you don't need a new love journey right now, but you do need a self-worth journey. You do need to reflect on everything that you've been through, everything that's going on, everything that's happening, and get your mind and your heart in the same place, because right now they're not, right? They're just not. So that is what I'm getting for you guys, Gemini. Hopefully this resonated with you guys. Definitely let me know down below. And yeah, I love you guys. And that concludes this video. Definitely make sure your guys' notifications are set to all, so you get notified every time I upload a new video. I'm going to be uploading a lot of really interesting stuff in November, so definitely stay prepared for that. But I love you guys. Bye.